Morning, it is early, it's 7:20 in the morning and it's cold, and we're at about 2,500 meters and we're in the town of San Pedro de Atacama, which is a cute little town where you have lots of things meshing together. You've got the rich and the poor and the little quaint little shops with big brand pharmacies. Cruz Verde here, which is obviously not very welcome, with graffiti all over it. There's lots of rich tourists, there's lots of gypsy kind of tourists, there's just a full hot pot of mixture here. Anyway, this is the base for today. I'm going to start running across the Andes. It's going to be 400 kilometers and it will take me about 6 days, and the highest point will be higher than anywhere in Europe. So today I think we reach about 4,800 meters. And then it goes down a little bit, then it goes up to about 4,018, which is 8 meters above Mont Blanc. So this is my last day here. This is my last day where I can spend Chilean money, because from this point on there is no shops until I get to the border. It's 160 kilometers to that border, so obviously I'm going to have to carry nearly everything with me in my stroller. Now, I have been a bit sneaky. There's a little tour agency down here called Maxim Advent Experience, and I've given them 12 litres of water in 2 different containers, and tomorrow they're running a tour to somewhere a bit further down, so they're going to drop one with me tomorrow morning, and then they're going to drop another one with me tomorrow night on their way back. So it means I only have to carry the water for today up the massive hill, and then I get 2 more drops of water, which will get me to Atacama, which will then take me into Argentina and my 14th country, and it'll be all downhill from there to Buenos Aires, and I'm on track. And yeah, so all I've got to do now is go eat as much food as I can before I set off, and then yeah, just get running. I just hope I survive the cold, because everyone keeps telling me it's going to be really cold. And I think it's really cold here, so we'll see what it's like up at 5,000 meters. And I've just noticed my video machine is running out of power. Luckily I've got my solar panel from Power Gorilla, but that should have been something I planned last night, especially when I couldn't sleep with my insomnia. I should have just done useful stuff. Anyway, time to stop prattling on and go that way for breakfast, but that way to Argentina. So this is me actually on the road about to begin. As you can see from this sign, which the sun is annoyingly behind, the Ruta del Desierto. So this is the road to Argentina, Paso de Hama. Now this is where you can see why it gets a bit mental battle, because that doesn't look like a very big hill and it doesn't look very far away. It might on the video, but from here to the top of that hill is about 2,300, 2,400 meters up, and it's about 50 odd kilometers. So while it may not look very far, it is very far, and while it may not look very steep and may not look very challenging, it is all of those things. So to add to that, as you can tell, it's hot. Now tonight it's going to be freezing. It's also going to be 4,800 meters, so it's going to be very hard on the breathing. I can get 3,800 meters, aeroplane switch on assisted breathing, so I'm going to be 1,000 meters above that. I'm going to be higher than any point in Europe. So lots of things to contend with today, but that all makes an adventure. I've got all my food, I've planned out my water. There's nothing yet more to do than just to get on with it, which I'm quite excited about doing, because quite frankly it is beautiful. And just had the fun thing of actually bumping into a bunch of people I met in Quito, who have been backpacking, and they were as surprised as I was to see each other, and I was like, hey! My question was, what the hell have you been up to? But they've been seeing a lot more things than I have. So it is a long way to where I'm going. Just looking at that sign, and it actually says it is further to where I'm going than I thought it was, which is not good because I meant to be meeting people. I just hope that is South American maths gone wrong, which it normally is with things like this. So anyway, stop rambling. Goodbye San Pedro de Atacama, goodbye the Atacama Desert, and hello Los Andes. I'm gonna check out now and set up my solar gorilla to charge my camera because it has run out of batteries, annoyingly. Anyway, time to crack on. When you're running through such beautiful scenery as this, you can forget the ugly past of countries like Chile. This, as you can see here, is a minefield sign. This whole area here is a minefield. Now, I don't know the history behind why that's a minefield, but we all know the history behind Chile and the troubles it's had in times gone by, and this is, I'm guessing, one of the remnants of that. It's crazy. I've seen 2 or 3 minefields so far, which is just something you would just not expect. Something added extra to look out for as I'm crossing over these lovely mountains, as if I didn't have enough to deal with. Minefields. So yeah, luckily they're all marked out, and I'm pretty sure I'm not going to have any problems. But yeah, that is just a bit of a horrible reminder. Yeah, horrible reminder. I'm at just shy of 3,500 meters, which means I've gone up over 1,000 meters today. It's really hard work. I haven't been at this altitude since Ecuador. And in Ecuador, I spent a long time at like 2,000 up to 3. I haven't been sleeping. I've had lots of stress on my mind. I haven't been at this altitude for such a long time. It's really taking it out of me. Pushing the stroller is really tired. My arm muscles are getting tired. Having to resort to walking a bit, quite a lot actually, which isn't, I don't feel embarrassed by. I'm running up the Andes. Like, I think if there's ever a time where I'm going to walk, this is gonna be it. But it also gives time to appreciate the beauty of where I am. Just the stunning views down into the salt flats. Hello. The volcanoes and stuff. It's just slightly depressing. There's now 1,003. Oh, it yawned all day. It's the first time I've yawned. And there's another 1,300 meters to get to the top. So I'm struggling at 3.5. 4,000 is going to be difficult. 4.5 is going to be really difficult. Getting close to 5,000 is going to be a bitch. I think it's going to be lots of rests, just take it slow, take it slow, take it slow. If I have to walk it, I have to walk it, but it's tiring. It's really tiring. And luckily, I've got everything I need. So, just crack on slowly, slowly. Let's see if I can get to the top. 4,000 meters, and it is phenomenally beautiful. Look how green it is, albeit a yellowy kind of green, but the animals you can see in the distance are, I think, alpacas. There are 3 different types of animal that all look the same. Alpacas, llamas and guanacos. Or guanacos or whatever. Now I think I saw guanacos down in the valley. I think these are alpacas because they're a little bit more fluffy, and then I think the llamas are the really fluffy ones that we all know. But well, that's on that side, and then on this side we got this lovely volcano coming up, and again more green, and the moon's just sitting there, and it's an impossibly beautiful blue sky, and you can see all the way down where I've come today. So right down there bottom of those kind of shady bits, that's San Pedro de Atacama, which is only, it's not far away, it's 31 kilometers away, and I'm knackered. My mum doesn't like that word. I am very tired because we've come up from 2,400 to 4,000, and there's another 800 meters up into the top. I don't think I'm going to make it today. I would have loved to have made it today, but I've kind of made my peace that I'm not, because the sun's going to set on this side, and it's going to be my last view of this part of Chile and be kind of looking out this way. So I'm kind of going to see if I can find somewhere to camp, maybe 500 meters higher, be 300 for tomorrow, and then just go over the top tomorrow. Just had a rather nice sandwich for lunch. So I was asleep, tried to sleep on the side of the road, and some French tourists came past and stopped. I'm like, "You're okay?" I thought I was ill. Very nice of them to stop. But no, I haven't felt any of the effects of altitude sickness, apart from the inability to string sentences together. But it is starting to get quite cold, so that's another reason for setting up tent early, because it does get apparently really cold up here, and when the wind picks up. So this is actually probably a perfect place to camp, but I'm thinking if I go up a little bit further, I might go to the hill and I might cut some of the wind out, and that it's only 4:52 and the sun doesn't set for another 3 and a bit hours. So time to pack up from lunch, and then morning. It's the 22nd of November. I am at 4,260 meters up in the Andes at the moment. I think this is the top point I've got to get to today, which is 4,820 something meters, or round about there. This is where I camped last night, just off the main road. Actually incredibly quiet, not many cars coming past in the middle of the night. Unsurprisingly, I am suffering a little bit from altitude sickness. I've got a really clogged up head, but I know that I've only got a couple of days and then I go back down the other side, so hopefully I can just pull through. Just got my porridge and coffee on the go. I seem to have emptied my whole belongings last night. Just putting the tent down, only takes a couple of minutes. I want to try and get on the road in 15 minutes, because I've got water turning up today and I want to try and get as much distance done between my water drops. So yeah, feeling a bit cloggy, but good news is I had an awesome night's sleep. I have not been sleeping for the last 4 nights, and it's because I've got internet and stuff on my mind. You bring me out here, I got nothing to worry about. So 9 o'clock I was asleep and I woke up at 7:30. It was a great night's sleep. So more of that hopefully over the next few days. So yeah, just going to pack up and get on the road as soon as possible. I'm up at 4,600 meters, and it's the first of the kind of peaks of my crossing of the Andes. I'm about to lose this view, ignore the lorry, but of the 2,200 meter climb I've just done from San Pedro de Atacama. Why do I try to film when there's bloody lorries going past, there's buses going past, it's windy? I'm going to retake this one because it's all too noisy. I'm in the middle of the the Atacama, top of the Andes, and I've got a traffic problem. What the hell's that all about? Right, I'm at 4,600 meters. I've got 200 meters more to go, but it's starting to flatten out a bit. This is the view that I've been enjoying for the last day and a bit, and it is spectacular. These kind of lovely mountains and volcanoes, and the 2,200 meter climb I've just done up to here. It's been hard. Honestly, I've had to walk quite a lot, and my heart rate's been like 140. My breathing has been really difficult. But now that I'm up here, it's a bit more plateau, so hopefully I'll be able to start running. I need to make up some kilometers. But the good thing is that Maxim Experience, the agency I spoke to in San Pedro, have lived up to their word. And here is my first 6 litres of water, which I'm going to decant into all my bottles here. And then they're going to give me another one at the end of today. So I'm up at 4,600 meters. Everything seems to be pretty much good. I'm about 20 kilometers behind schedule, so I need to make that up over the next 6 days. I'd quite like to get to the border in 2. I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's going to be 3 days. So I am running a little bit behind, but you can never plan for how hard that hill was going to be. I've never had to go up anything like that, and I'm not at all embarrassed that I had to walk that, because pushing about 50 kilos in a baby stroller, I don't think anyone could run up there with that. It would have been hard running without the baby stroller. So don't feel at all embarrassed about that. Had a great night camping last night. Slept so well. And people are nice. I've been given bananas and apples by people on the way up. So gonna fill up. I need to crack on. Time is pressing. It's 9:34. It's quite freezing when you start stopping. So I need to fill up bottles and then get my ass going, because I want to try and make up as many kilometers as possible today, because I've got some downhills. So really pump those downhills, be cautious on the uphills. I don't want to put myself in any harm's way from altitude. So yeah, it's just about being sensible and just getting to where I need to get. So without further ado, water filling time. The wind here up at the Altiplano is pretty severe. It's at some point pushing me faster than I can actually run. I'm taking shelter at this bend at the moment. It's cracking scenery, like just out of this world stuff. But you have comedy moments. Like a few minutes ago, the front of my stroller opened, blew, so I had to run around to stop it. Then my hat blew off, and it blew off into the desert. I had to make a decision: do I look after my stroller? Do I look after the hat? I run after, I get the hat. I think I secured the hat. Start working on closing the front, which you think is easy, but it's not in this wind. The hat blows off again. I go running after. The next thing, the wind is blowing my stroller, which has the brakes on, down the road, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, this doesn't make sense. So I'm running out, just comedy errors. With me shouting F words at the top of my voice, but I think so much positive and good things happening today, to the point where it's actually too much. I met these lovely German guys yesterday who brought me all this food. They have bananas, blueberries, bread, Coca-Cola. So I got that, and then my water arrived, and like, I could probably fit in one of the 2 that I've got arriving. I don't think the second one I'm going to be able to fit in, but I kind of need the water, so I'm going to have to work out some way of getting onto the stroller where, this stroller is not designed for this kind of weight. So I've got a lot of problems I've got to try and work out. And also, I've been going for 3.5 hours. I've managed to cover a total of 23 kilometers. That's how hard the running is here. And at the beginning, obviously, with walking, I was going up some very steep, the Andes. I'm now up in the Andes. It's 2,800 meters, so it's hard to breathe. The wind's obscene, the sun's obscene. It's just every single thing you could throw at me, apart from rain, thank God. It's being thrown at me right now, and well, it's great, it's exhilarating, but my God, is it hard work. I'm gonna have to try and get on. I've still got like another 5 hours of sunlight, so I can still make quite a lot of ground. Here's my German friends coming back right here. I'll probably laugh at how little I've done, but I'm just gonna go and say hi to them. That's amazing. These 2 German guys, dirty. These 2 German guys have just dropped off water at kilometre 55-ish. They've dropped off water at 77 and then 111. Now 111, having water there gives me enough to get to the border. So no matter what happens between here and there, I'm pretty much sorted. So amazingly thankful to these people. They've just really sorted me out. And also that just gives you a pickup, a buzz, and hopefully I'll be able to transfer that into some pretty positive running now. So time to keep making kilometers. Wow, this is way harder than I thought it was going to be. It's way more beautiful than I thought it was going to be as well. It's like I'm in the middle of the Andes. I'm at 4,700 meters. And wow, the wind is ridiculous. And it's blowing me and my stroller all over the place. My hat keeps flying off. Things keep opening up. It even blew my camera off my stroller onto the road, and I had to go back and get it. It's the only point where I've actually cried pretty much the entire trip. The tears running down my face, and luckily I found someone to. Sorry, my stroller's just disappearing by itself. Hey, come back! I found someone to give me a lift back up the road. My camera was just sitting in the middle of the road. Luckily, no one had driven over it, but. Yeah, amazingly beautiful, amazingly difficult, and so many people have been nice in stopping, but it's just really hard to get any sort of pace and continuity going, because you keep stopping, you want to take photos. Like, why would you not want to take photos of that? But you just keep stopping and starting, and the wind is so demoralising. It's like having someone shouting at you all the time. And it's really, and all I'm thinking is, where the hell am I going to pitch a tent tonight? You know, you can't, this is just completely flat exposed land. You know, it's just gonna, my tent, I'm just not going to be able to put it up. So that pushes me that I have to get over the next summit, which is quite a long way away today, and it's 3 o'clock, so I've still got 3-4 hours. But oh, this is really difficult, and great fun, exhilarating. I'm so glad I'm doing it. That doesn't make any sense at all. Why? But I'm gonna get back to the running. This is running across the Andes. Not many people can say they've done that. And if you need proof, these are Andes all the way around these hills. I am smack bang in the middle. So anyway. Amazing.
Morning. It's really sodding cold out there. I'm warm, snug as a bug in a rug. My lovely Force 10 sleeping bag, and it says -5, and I'll give it to you. It was about -5 last night inside my tent, and I'm still warm. So the sleeping bag does what it says it does. And now trying to work out how the hell to get up. I really want to stay in sleeping. I've got a headache, I think, from the altitude. It's about 4,700 meters here. So I'm lying in my bed, sleeping bag. My brain's not working. I'm lying in my tent, snuggled in my sleeping bag. My lovely mat from Bango, and I've got as far as opening the door and then seeing how windy it is and knowing it's going to be hellishly more cold outside. But if I get outside I can have a cup of coffee. So it's probably a really cracking view outside. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's where we are. Sun. As soon as that sun gets to my tent, it's going to be warm. But the problem is there's a big mountain in the way. So I don't know how long that's going to take. But I'm going to get up. This is motivating me to get up. Get up, get up, get up.
I am now at the highest point I will be at for the rest of this expedition, I think. I'm at 4,000 4,800 meters. Now it's not the highest I've been. It's 4,820 something, higher than Europe, anywhere in Europe. But I thought it was going to be higher than Europe, according to my map, but it's not. It's only 4,800 meters. From here, I kind of start my descent to Buenos Aires, which is really mad to think about. I'm suffering a little bit from the cold. It's absolutely freezing up here. It was -3 or something in my tent last night when I woke up, so I don't know what it's like in the middle of the night. And I'm suffering a little bit from the kind of altitude sickness. I feel a bit wheezy, sore head. Took my first ibuprofen for a really long time this morning. I'm now just booted up into my Ultra Boosts for the way down. Give me a bit of extra padding for my knees. Yeah, it's kind of all downhill from here. Not in terms of enjoyment and all that. Literally, it's all downhill from here. I'm sure Argentina's going to be a blast. I've been looking at some of the pictures of places I'm going to be going, and I'm really excited about it. And I got some projects I'm going to be working on, which I'm super excited about. But this is where I am. This is where it all starts to go downhill. It's my strollers all there. It's quite nice around here. There's lots of tours, so they stop and say hi, and it breaks up my run quite a lot. I really need to kick on today because it's already 10:30, and I've only gone about 5 kilometers because I just wasn't feeling well, and actually I couldn't run into the wind. But I've been going downhill. I discovered the wind behind me now for the most of the day, so I'm sure that's going to end up not being true. But if I can get to the border, that would be fantastic. But I'm only going to get there if I feel like I'm up for it. I've got 8.5 hours to do it in. It's about 60 kilometers, so it's a bit touch and go. I think I'll have to have one more night in Chile before I cross over to Argentina. Anyway, less yabbering, more running. The wind, I just can't keep saying how strong it is. Anyway, yesterday a couple of German people I met said they were going to place water down the road for me. I got to this point here, there's a J on the road. I cross over to the other side. Oh, this is going to be too windy. I've been looking everywhere. There's a pile of rocks here. We pull back the rocks. Hee hee hee! Look at that! Bottle of Coca-Cola and a whole bunch, with gas as well. Amazing. There's my hoard of water, which is going to get me to the border. How cool is this? I love it. And so I thought it was going to come one big bottle. This is so cool. I'm so excited. I hope this can be heard in the video. Thank you, my German friends! This is me running through the Andes. Look at my scenery behind. And I'm going about 12 kilometers an hour. Look at the wind flying behind me. I'm having a great time. I'm at 4,300 meters, 400 meters, so high altitude, but the body's amazing. It just adapts and gets on. So we're at 123 kilometers from San Pedro, about 30 from the border. Woo! My back. Argentina, which is amazing. And can't believe how quickly I got through Chile. It was like 16 days of running. But I'm feeling slightly worried because there's no Chilean border, and I'm wondering if I'm meant to have had my passport checked back in San Pedro de Atacama, because there's nothing here. There is a complex down at the bottom of the hill, so I'm going to jog down to that. If not, I'm kind of screwed. I'll have to go all the way back to San Pedro. There's 160 kilometers over the Andes. I don't want to have to pay to get a taxi all the way back to do that. And I'm on schedule. This could be the most demoralising moment of my life. Anyway, let's keep some battery for that amusing video should it happen. Well, what a remote border crossing. This is it here. Pasajama. I'm feeling slightly more reassured that I can check out here Costa Rican, a Chilean flag, now right next to an Argentinian flag. There is a roadblock though, so if I can just camp here, sort everything out tomorrow, that would be the plan. And that's the petrol station. My father's talking about this there. So yeah, I'm in Argentina. How freaking awesome is that? It's the 14th country on my trip, and my last. If I was just trying to do from Canada to Argentina, I would have done it. I would be finished. But no, I'm trying to go all the way to Buenos Aires, which looks to be quite a bit longer. But let's see what happens at this border. This is it. Yeah, I'd love to film this, but they don't tend to let video cameras in border crossings. I don't quite know why, what they think we're going to do, but never mind. This looks fun. I'm in Argentina officially. I've had my passport stamped and I'm here, and it's pretty much completely different. I don't know how borders do this, but I've just come off the big pampa, the desert on the top, and there were like these guanaco, I think they're guanacos, wandering around, and then I enter here and it's flat, kind of salt lakes over there, and there were alpacas. It's like at this line we stop having guanacos and you start having alpacas. So I'm in, and I've been told that I can camp at the petrol station, which is right here, so maybe appeal to the better nature of someone here. Let's see if I can find somewhere to camp where I can get a little bit of what do you call it? Shelter from the wind. The wind's not too bad. It says there's a gust. So yeah. Oh, it's so surreal that I'm in my last country. Who would have thought it? And who would have thought such a small little amount of time in Chile? Nailed that one, I think. So, welcome, Argentina! Let's hope my money works here as well. That's not a worry. Yay. So now officially my phone doesn't work. I only have $15. I've got nowhere to camp, and there's nothing for 120 kilometers. So I guess I'll just do my best here. Fingers crossed. Morning. So I slept at the Frontera last night. This is the border control over there. Petrol station here, and this is the little casa that I stayed in with a Colombian chap who's cycling. Give you a little look in. There's my tent. This is where we slept. So today, pack up, try and get some food at the garage. There might be a restaurant. I'm going to check that out. And then it's mostly flat today, so running that way. It's not quite as cold as it has been the last few days, which is nice. There's a wind picking up, hopefully will be behind me most of the day.
But we'll see. My lips are getting a bit sore from the wind. But anyway, yeah, mi casa. Time to get it sorted.
As always, I think it'll be too windy, but oh, it's really tired today. I'm really tired. 24 kilometers done. This is the beautiful scenery. You can see in the background the big mountains. I crossed over this bit here and came down, zigzag through here. The wind is coming this way, and it makes running really agonizing. And also, I thought today was going to be all flat, maybe a bit downhill. It's all uphill so far today, very slowly but all uphill. I'm hoping that when I get to this bend, I'm hoping that will start going downhill. I've just had the maddest rush, and when you start realising how patriotic you are, oh, I had a Scottish flag stuffed in here, and I pulled out my phone, and the flag just went flying that way, and I have just done a 400-metre sprint. It would have nailed any Olympic champion. I want to wear that flag into the Argentinian background, so I just dropped everything and ran, and I got it back. But it's knacking me out now. But going to happen to 1 kilometre before my rest spot, so I'm going to take a nice lazy 1 kilometre, then I'm going to stop properly, have a rest for 10-15 minutes, because I am really tired, and I don't mind admitting it. I just run across the Andes. I'm allowed to be tired. So anyway, just trying to get some shelter behind my stroller here, because the wind is just flying across me and it's making running just impossible. I just can't. My feet are getting blown out from underneath me, the stroller's getting blown across the road, and it's just really not pleasant and not fun. And it's just, for some reason, the wind has followed me, so as I've gone round the corner it's changed its direction just to piss me off, and it's just blowing all my stuff everywhere, and it's opening up the front of my stroller. It's just not enjoyable. Today is not enjoyable, and I've just got deadlines to meet, so I've got to be somewhere, so I've got to keep going. But then on the other side, flip side, I can't stop anywhere. There is nowhere to stop, so I have to keep going. And you know, it comes down to a choice of, you either put in really long days of hell and hope that you get through it quickly, or you take lots of little days of hell. And I'd rather take a few bigger days. And also, you know, in my head I sit there going, if you want to be an adventurer, it ain't going to be easy, it is going to be difficult, and it's not going to be pleasant all the time. And this is my hellish bit. My lips getting all blistered, getting these cuts and things I've never had before. Like my glasses have given me cuts on my nose, and I'm getting cuts here. I think they're from the sun, and this is a really good moan. So I'm going to sit here, and the road bends in 11 kilometres. All I can hope is either the wind will be behind me or it will be sheltered. Oh God. Just need to take 10 minutes before I crack on. Can there be anything better? Sitting on the side of the road, sheltering from the wind, with a massive Christmas pan dulce, sweet bread, and a Coke. Just thinking, what the hell am I doing? I'm in the middle of nowhere. I can't run because I'm too tired and it's too windy. Sod it. Steep rip. Great thing out here is you don't need to have any manners. No shoving or grab. No one cares. Got your mouth open. You can mix Coke and bread in your mouth. And it's amazing. Ah, what the fuck am I doing? I don't know that you'll be able to see see, but over there's some guanacos just trotting along, and it just shows, like, the last video I took was sitting on the side of the road, just completely destroyed by the wind. But I got off my ass, and I had to just do a 13-15 kilometre push, and I've arrived in this beautiful place, amazing view, and you get to see guanacos, or whatever they are, gallivanting around, birds flying around, blue sky, crazy clouds, and I've only now got 16 kilometres to do today, so kind of feel that I worked through that challenge of the wind. It's still here, but I worked through it and I feel better now. So I'm trying to get round this corner, just walking. My legs are very tired today. Just gonna walk around this corner and hopefully it's a place with some shade, because the problem here is just completely exposed the whole time to the sun. It's always there, and the wind, my new enemy. Just, it gets you everywhere, and there's nowhere to sit to get shade. So I'm hoping around this corner somewhere. But, okay, the wind again. Wow, today managed to come all the way from the Chilean to Argentinian border, and this is where I am now. It's just like the middle of absolute nowhere, but there's this information centre which has just been built, and oh, just look at that over there. You don't get better than this. This is where I am tonight. Look at that, just absolutely in the middle of nowhere. Anyway, I find this information centre. A couple of French people had told me about it and said it was a really nice girl who worked here. So I came and asked and said, is it okay if I camp here? And she was like, yeah, no problem. And she was like, do you need anything else? And I was like, well, apparently you have Wi-Fi. And she was like, yeah, come on. And she brought me in. So we come in all the way along here. And so this is all to do with the little information centre. We come into the kitchen. And she was like, oh yeah, do you want to sleep in here? It has a heater. It's like minus something outside. She's giving me a mattress. I've been sitting here doing my work. And just getting everything done. It's the most surreal place. And it's good because I'm getting some chest thing, and it's really necessary I keep cracking on. So I am cracking on with all my stuff. I'm going to try and get an early night's sleep tonight, and then crack on tomorrow. But how cool is this? Just the most random cool thing to happen. So back on the road after a beautiful night's sleep in this place here, which was just fantastic. But just where I am, absolutely nothing in every direction. And to think that when I turned up here last night, the lady had locked up and she was walking out onto the road to get a lift home. If I'd been 10 minutes later, I'd have been camping here, but as it turned out, I had heater, Wi-Fi, everything, just in the absolute wilderness, which is just, and the only other things around here are vicuñas, which are kind of, we've got llamas and alpacas and guanacos and vicuñas. Vicuñas are the ones that live around here. I've been calling them guanacos, but they're actually vicuñas. It's just what a breathtaking place. So my run today will take me down here along the bottom of these hills, and I don't know how far up I go up here, and then it cuts back to a place called Susque, and in Susque I'm gonna have a hostel room because I haven't had a bath or a shower or anything. It's 6 days now, and I stink, and my hair is so knotted up that my cap, the velcro on my cap, gets stuck to my hair. So it's kind of useful because when my hat blows off, it actually sticks to my head. which is useful. So legs do still feel tired, but not as bad as yesterday, so that's pretty good. My lips quite sore. There's a big bus of tourists. Yeah, I woke up last night with my lips stuck together. I'm guessing because of the pus on my bottom lip, which was pretty horrible. I was like, rip it apart. So I got some cream on it today. So yeah, gonna crack on and get to Susque as quickly as possible. That's the plan. The good thing is I downloaded lots of podcasts last night, so I should be able to amuse myself when I'm not admiring this beautiful, beautiful surroundings. Time to crack on. So I'm on my way to Susque, about 12 kilometers in so far today. Going to break it into 5 parts. It's 60k to get there. This is where I am. This is the plane I've been on this morning, which just stretches and stretches and stretches. You can see, and I get to run in some pretty awesome places. This is up there. This is up there, just beautiful. It also helps that it's completely flat. I quite like the completely flat aspect. So it goes down here, and then it's going to cut off to the right if, well, I've been watching lorries, there's anything to go by. I do know that I have hills later on today, so I just want to keep my legs as fresh as possible today. So I'm going to take it long and easy. It's 10 o'clock. I got 8 hours to get to Thingamajig. I've got however many, 48 kilometers to go. A bit of a cold at the moment. So I just want to take it easy and not push myself. So yeah, just enjoying insanely beautiful surroundings. Oh, just to give a full picture of what it's like, and it's not nice. So today I'm nearly 16-17 kilometers into my run of 60, and all was fine, and suddenly my stomach just goes, nah, not happy. And now I've got a tremendously bad stomach, impressively bad stomach actually, some would say. Luckily there is no one in any direction, so you can literally drop your pants at the side of the road, but luckily there was this mound of earth here. But that now puts me in a situation that I am 45 kilometers from where I need to be tonight, and I've got a stomach problem. And you don't really come up with, you don't have options. There's no option to like, well, I'll just stop for the day because I think that would be the sensible thing to do. The only thing you can do is think, right, keep a constant eye out for possible loo places, because it's highly likely I'm going to need to go to loop. So I'm going to have to walk for a kilometre, let my stomach settle down, and then I'll crack back on with the running, and hopefully all will be okay. This has happened a few times. I seriously think I've got IBS, because my stomach, I've just been having horrendous problems with it for a really quite a long time. But I can't really do anything about it. I just live with it, and when I get home I'll find out I've got some horrible stomach problem, but can't do anything while I'm in the middle of this desert. So whew, that was fun. Well, 55 kilometers from that completely desolate area I was in this morning and during lunch, I'm now here. This canyon. I'm just coming up to a town called Susque, and I'm so happy I'm coming to a town called Susque. I'm just gonna plod my way into town. I will run. I'm just about 4 more kilometers, I think. So I'm just gonna have some blueberries, some water, give me that extra push to get me the last little bit. Because today has been really tiring. Actually, ever since I crossed the Andes, things have been tiring. I keep forgetting I'm running at 4,000 meters and not running at sea level like I'm used to, and it really does make a difference. So I keep finding myself beating myself up, like, why do you need to walk? Why do you need to rest? And then I have to tell myself, well, because you are you're running at 4,000 feet and you're in the middle of the Andes, you stupid idiot. And you're a 50-kilo stroller. Yeah, that's really a good enough excuse. Anyway, I need to get to this place. I need to get this, especially because I don't have any money. I need money, so I'm going to find some money. So I arrived in Susque. This is Susque here, and I am absolutely wiped out. But I need to find somewhere to sleep, and I have $4 in Argentinian pesos. I'm hoping there's a bank here. I'm hoping there's a hotel in the back. Those are the two things that I need, and a restaurant. Hotel, bank and restaurant. That would sort me out. Right. Very rustic little village. With lots of dogs. Lots of clothes stuff. There's like the local baths. So I can see what I can work out here. Excuse my barking dog. It's pretty normal around here. So this is me leaving Susque. I've got a little bit of up and down, and then I hit the salt flats. So yeah, gonna start with a little walk up a hill. Knees are a little bit sore today, and it's probably from the downhill yesterday. And that my running shoes have done way more than they're meant to have done. They're completely falling apart. But yeah, so this is where I am. That's where I stayed last night. Yeah, I may even be meeting up with people today. How exciting. I haven't mentioned it, I think, on the film yet, but I'm going to be doing some filming for Microsoft for the Lumia phones, which I've been using throughout this trip, and the film crew are 130 kilometers further down the road, and we're filming in 2 days time. So I think the producer, maybe the director, coming to say hi today, which would be cool because hopefully they'll see me in the middle of a salt flat and think, yeah, this is a cool place to film. But anyway, it's going to be a massively cool thing to be doing, and I'm slightly nervous. I don't really know what to say, even though I talk on camera all the time. No one watches it, it's just me. So it's going to be a bit weird doing it when I know the audience is going to be so much bigger. But just be my cheery, happy self. Oh god, I'm out of breath. I keep forgetting I'm at 4,000 meters. Whew. Anyway, better get my shit together. I'm leaving town. Well, up still in the Andes. It's beautiful scenery around, and then just to make it more real, look at that. Bunch of alpacas. I think these are alpacas. I'm never quite sure which ones I'm talking about, but they're hairy, and then they're just chilling out on the side of the road. Some of them have even done their hair, little red ribbons. This guy is looking very inquisitive. Hello, alpacas. How you doing? That guy. Me and a flock. Don't know what you call alpacas. A flock. Alpacas just merrily standing on the side of the road. I'm going to try and get some photos of these bad boys. Crazily beautiful running here. Coming down. I'm coming onto a salt flat in a bit, but I know that comes after this, but this is what I'm getting to look at now, and it is just spectacularly beautiful to run through. Hard work because it's downhill, but bloody worth it. Just quite like to get onto some flat ground again, which I'll hopefully about 5-10 kilometers. I'm dropping down. I'm at 3,656 meters. So hopefully I don't go too much further down, because I know at some point I've got to go back to 4,200. So the more I go down, the more I have to go up there. But yeah, just spectacular, beautiful. Another pretty stunning setting here in Argentina, in the Jujuy Salta region. My friends the llamas chilling out here. Just crossed the 52 kilometer mark for today. It's 5 o'clock. The light stays until about 8, so I'm going to kind of walk, trot, run as far as I can for another 3 hours. I'm about 76 kilometers from Puramaca, which is where I would love to get to tomorrow, but it's a tall order because there's a lot of ascent and descent between here and there. You can see at the end of this road there's a little hill here. It looks tiny. It's about 700 meter ascent, which is doable. The only problem is it's about some ridiculous amount of descent on the other side, like 2,000 meters. So it would be a hellishly difficult day to do it on. But I'm gonna give it a go. There's no harm. I'm meeting people that I'm meeting on the road. If I don't make it, they're going to come get me, so then I'll be back after they finish with me. It's not the end of the world, but it would be really cool if I managed to do it. So anyway, go trundle on a little bit more, try and recharge before I start running again. So 65 kilometers into today, I arrive at this place here, which is a little salt mine on these salt plains here, and they've got this big massive empty shed, and it's just big and empty. Picking his nose. Wait, you just have a big empty room, old restaurant that they're not going to let me use. So I discovered, because it's really windy, which means putting tent up is going to be difficult. But there does look to be something about 10 kilometres further on. And I probably have 2 hours left of the night. I can't run at the moment because it's a dirt track, and the amount of weight I've got on my stroller, I don't want to impact the stroller too much. It'd be a bit of a devastation if it broke. So I have to walk to the end until we get back onto the road, and then keep going. I think it's a restaurant. That guy was a nasty man. He just like constant picking nose, which I do a lot with my running because I get clogged up, but I thought be nice. Never mind, let's see if I can get to that next place. Can't be that far. So this is my last proper huge summit of this expedition. Currently at 3,850 meters, and I've got to get up to the top of this here, which is 4,200 approximately, and it's about 4,185 or something. So I've got to get to the top of there. My target for today is Puramaca. I got to get here, and it's exactly a marathon away from where I am. I've already covered about 18 kilometers today, so this is a marathon on top of what we've already done. We've already climbed nearly 400 meters, so hopefully the 300 meters left is not going to be too difficult. It's just switchbacks all the way up. When I get to the top of that hill, it'll be 4,200 roughly meters, and then I will be plunging all the way down to 2,000 meters roughly, I think, over the course of about 30-35 kilometers, just downhill. And I've seen maps, and the road just goes all the way down the hill. So my aim is to, whatever possibility, if I could get to the top of this hill by 12 o'clock, that's what I'd like to do. It's unlikely because it's going to be steep, getting really bad with all the wind, and I can't get sun cream that will stay in, so it's just blistering. But I want to get to the top of that bloody hill. It takes me gels, fruit, cereal bars. Just going to munch my way to the top, and then it's going to be hard work coming down, but at least it'll be downhill all the way, and downhill all the way to Buenos Aires. So that's 4,200 meters, or 4,190 to be a bit more accurate. I am windy again, up in the middle of the Andes, about 35 kilometers from Urumaka, or however and it's downhill all the way. Now, that should mean quick, but it will mean sore, because going downhill is more stressful on the legs, and I have to use my upper body to control the stroller. So while I'm going all the way down there, it's going to be bloody hard work, and especially when I'm such water rationing as I am today. I've literally 28 kilometers. It took me 4 hours to get up that mountain, and I've had about 500 milliliters of water. I've got about 600, 700 left to get me all the way down 35 kilometers. So it is doable. I'm going to have a chill, enjoy my grapefruit, get all the liquid out of that, and then crack on. But making it 20 minutes later than I wanted to be. So, down to town early enough. Today was always going to be a hard one, because I was having to go up so much and then dive back down from 4,000 meters. If you want to see what it looks like to dive down 2,000 meters, that's what it looks like. This is my road. It goes down and switches back and all the way down to the bottom. It's going to be a hard run, but as runs go, they don't get much more beautiful than that. And my water situation's been slightly helped by some lovely French people who just gave me a litre and a half of water, so that should get me a little bit further. But wow, what an amazing road. Well done, Argentina. It'd be nice if you just put a shop somewhere, that would be nice. But wow, that's just a stunning road.